So we're gonna keep on talking about Sydney Sweeney because everybody else is.
The story that will not die.
Yeah, it just keeps going. Their follow-up message says Sydney Sweeney has great genes. It is and always was about the genes. Her genes, her story. We'll continue to celebrate how everyone wears their AE genes with confidence their way. Great genes look good on everyone. Um, and I just want to know where the gumption that they put into the original ad went because this is so boring. What they had infused into it, like the attitude that they had, kind of just went to die here in this message. So it seemed like they weren't actually standing behind it, even though they said they are. Because if they were, they would have come out with that same attitude and said, like, yeah, it was always about this. Like, y'all are making this about more than it needs to be. And that would have been like funny, right? And I think I want to, also highlight how Astronomer went and like, infused humor into their follow-up ad, right? Which they didn't have to do, right? But they went and they got like the funniest person that could possibly be a spokesperson to be a spokesperson. And then the message itself was like funny. We all ended up laughing. And I think the levity that they infused into it is what made us then, continue to see the brand in a new light.
I was gonna say it's like one thing to fuck up. You can censor that.
No,
And it's
this
one
is an
thing to
adult podcast.
what you do after kind of like cements whether people are laughing at you or with you. And then astronomer definitely took that into stride and people like, they were laughing with everyone and they
Mhm,
understood the mistake. They didn't like diminish it, but they drew focus back in a really like humorous, cool, fun way to their
mhm.
product. Whereas like when I look at the Sydney Sweeney follow-up, it sounds more like they don't want that discourse or dialogue and like they just want to shut it down. Like it's one
Yeah.
thing if you don't agree and you don't want to accept the feedback that people are giving you, which I agree with you, Sonia. They should have just like not said anything and then another news would have taken over the weekend. This would have all
Mhm.
been gone. And the fact that they stood 10 toes down and they're like, it's not about her genes, but the copy literally says like genes, like Genes crossed out. Like,
Yeah, worth mentioning, she like you had mentioned this before our
Mhm.
call um that I think it was part of the full ad campaign where there's a video of Sydney Sweeney walking up to an American Eagle billboard where it says, Sydney Sweeney has great genes with the genes with the G, and she crosses it out and writes genes with a J. So that I mean that confirms that they were doing wordplay. It's either own it or don't. And then
Mhm.
their statement is like it was never about genes with a G when it's like no, but it was.
Mhm.
And I think there is a way, right? There is a way they could have added some levity to it or acknowledged it, but without apologizing, right? Like
mhm.
they could have even they could make light of it in a sense of maybe not an official statement, but
Mhm.
some more lighthearted, perhaps. Oh, and Chi, tell me if you disagree. So maybe some lighthearted social copy where it's like, "LOL, we're just kidding. We thought it was cute wordplay. We didn't
Mhm.
mean the eugenics thing without saying eugenics, but
Mhm.
just
Yeah.
sort of saying like, hey, we did mean it, but in a cute wordplay sense,
Mhm.
not anything
I
else or
I
something like
agree.
that."
I mean, like if I was on their team, I would have taken advantage of the trend. Like, my name is Pink, and I'm really glad to meet you. And it could just be the legal team and Sydney Sweetie being like, "This feels illegal.
Yeah,
Is this
exactly.
illegal?" And I feel
Yeah.
like there are ways to like,
Mhm.
say like not like I'm sorry, but like, ooh, I guess like this didn't come off the way we intended it to.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
the way they said it just was one of those like notes app apologies that celebrities give that is so
Right?
insincere.
Yeah.
It's so insincere.
Exactly.
And I think
Like we
that's
know
what
you
pissed
didn't mean
people off.
it.
Yeah. Like that's what pissed people off. It's like it was very insincere. It didn't address why people were upset. It didn't
Mhm.
validate like their own audience's feelings, which I think is what should be the most important thing. Like, sure, you made this, you thought it was great, it didn't work, but if your own shoppers or buyers are saying like this came off as tone deaf and offensive, I think that's like, okay, take that feedback to heart and either speak on it or just let it go away.
Not every statement has to be, oh, we're so sorry. This is the marketing opportunity to
Right.
do something with it. Maybe make it playful, address it without being um insensitive,
Hmm.
Yeah,
or just figure it out. That's the marketing job.
Yeah.
But
absolutely.
And that
another
was part of
thing
the
was,
problem was
yeah,
that this statement feels as if marketing and the team that came up with the original concept wasn't even involved in it. There's just like,
Hmm.
okay, go hide over there. We're like gonna, not
yeah,
even show
the
your
adults will
face.
handle this now.
Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Like we're
It
stepping in
felt
and
that way.
cleaning up your mess. So all of that was removed from this message and it shows. So for me, it
Hmm.
was like the fact that you didn't involve them, didn't include them, didn't, come with it with the same attitude that you had the ad means that you think you were wrong and
Yeah,
now are putting out this message, but you're not apologizing. But then you're also not saying anything like, confirming it. So either
yeah,
way, you're just messing up the whole thing because
yeah,
you're not standing by your ad and you're also not apologizing. You're just somewhere kind of in the middle and hoping that
yeah.
nobody notices,
Totally. Well
It's
said,
just
Sonia.
so true. It's so messy. And honestly, I feel bad for Sydney Sweeney because she might have not wanted it to happen this
Yeah.
way. The crisis comes, and now she's like caught in this crossfire. And I wonder if
Mhm.
she'll ever partner with them again. Like if I was her, I don't
I
think
would
I
not.
would.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
But I would be curious to see where this partnership goes and what she does. And like, it's been also interesting to see how other like denim wear brands have kind of like played on this.
Mhm.
Like, I know Abercrombie has taken this fully in their stride and like blasted their social with like only diverse models
Mhm.
wearing jeans and kind of doing a wordplay on that. So honestly, it's like they've given their competitors this chance to show what their audience wants, which they could have easily done too, even in a follow-up. So it's sad, but hopefully they learn from this. And I think all of us as marketers know that in every meeting, like we spend hours just like discussing the color of a CTA button. Like there's no way like someone didn't point this out or didn't understand like this could be riskier, this could be perceived a certain way. So that to me is the most interesting thing. Like, what was the process and how many like approvals, like how many people got shut down if they flagged something to you? You
Yeah.
Yes,
would
and
wonder
that's an
what the
interesting
thought was.
perspective because when Amanda and I were talking about it, and I think this is part of the problem is that we both come from such small teams that like it doesn't take these hours to like come up with stuff. So I love that we're getting this perspective from you who actually has been in those rooms and like, had those discussions with people because I think last time we're just like, oh, maybe yeah, they just didn't like, have anybody on the team say it. So the fact that you are saying that they usually would have somebody at least, bring it up
Hmm.
and then they went ahead with it anyway makes the message even worse because it means like
Yeah.
you actually knew exactly what you were doing. You just aren't standing by it now.
Yeah. And then one thing I wanted to add too was I saw it was like last week or 2 weeks ago. I believe it was the CMO of American Eagle
Yeah,
where
that's
she
right.
posted
Yes.
about the
Yeah, on
campaign.
LinkedIn.
Like
Yeah.
she was so proud of it,
Hmm.
right? And was like, we talked to Sydney Sweeney, and on the call, she was like,
Yeah.
let's push it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
I saw that.
Oh, girl, you thought you ate with that, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where I
Yeah.
And
think,
that did not age
which was
well.
so funny because
Yeah.
what I saw was I saw a lot of people not even talking about the jeans with the G discourse, but people just saying like, okay, that controversy aside, it wasn't that good. Like it was
Exactly.
fine.
Like it
It's
was
a
the
fine
first,
campaign.
it's the first pun that would come to your mind if you said the words jeans. So it's like, did you even go beyond like a 5-minute brainstorm? Because literally that would be the first pun that I would think of if someone said that to me.
I think
That did
most
not
of the
age well.
meetings got caught up in actually whether or not they were going to go with it and then decided to not pay attention to any of the other ideas that might have been brought up in the room. So, yeah, I do wonder if they approached Sydney with just this idea and like the whole meeting was then to try to convince her like, hey, you do want to, go forward with this, or if they brought like, a couple ideas and then she decided on this one. Now I want to know more about the room and what
Yes.
you discussed with
Yeah.
her.
I want the CMO to spill more tea on the
I know.
process. And honestly, that might
Oh, I
make it
mean, they
like
probably shut her
more.
up at this point. I'm surprised they didn't tell her to take that down.
But that would be interesting also to kind of like if she, as a person, instead of a brand making a statement, just like gave us a peek into the process, might make
Hmm.
it more, I don't know, like digestible, like where
Hmm.
they made a mistake or
Hmm.
like what was the process like and how it's different for marketers. And I feel like if I saw the thought process of it all, I would be like, ah, okay, I see how you got here. Like,
Mhm.
I hope that someone would have pointed out to you, but understandable. And I feel like that would have been so much more sincere or real than like the notes app apology that they gave.
I don't think they'll fire them. I don't think it'll get
No,
that far. But they'll probably
I don't
just,
think so.
tamp them down for a little bit and then see if people forget about it and then go from there.
Yeah.
Um,
The
but
story is going to be passed down from parents to offspring for
yeah,
sure.
right. Just like jeans.
Just like the genes, the story is a new heirloom. We're going to talk about this for years.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.